I'm Dr. Tim Rayner, AI builder and founder of Superesque, the AI education program for white-collar professionals who want to master next-level, no-code AI building skills and prepare themselves for the future of work. In today's live build session, we're going to be building an AI assistant for learning and development, or L&D professionals. These people are on the front line of organizational transformation. They're dealing with strategic uncertainty, anxious workforces, and a lot of anxiety themselves as they wonder about the future of L&D in an AI-enhanced workplace. Let's dive into Typing Mind, which is where we do our building at Superesque, and see what we can do to address the challenges of this important cohort of professionals. So here we are in Typing Mind. This is the platform where we build AI agents and assistants at Superesque. It's also the place where we work with these assistants to identify challenges and solve problems. So I'll start by introducing you to my team that I'm going to be working with today. These are all AI assistants that I have built and trained myself, and I use them all the time. First of all, we've got Merlin, my collaborative content partner at Superesque. We've got Sophie, my advanced AI prompt engineer, who's just a whiz at spinning up sophisticated systems instructions for AI agents. And finally, we've got Peeps, my human-centered design agent with a strange late-night TV host fixation. I'm going to start by talking with Peeps about the kinds of challenges that Australian L&D professionals are facing in today's workplace. And I'm going to begin by filling him in on what I've learned about these challenges, because I've been talking to friends who are working in this space, and I've learned a bit about what's going on that I think can be useful. So working with agents on Typing Mind is as simple as activating your voice-to-text software and telling them about what you want to do and achieve. So here we go. Hey Peeps, I'd like your help to develop a human-centered persona representing an Australian learning and development leader who is struggling to figure out how to deal with the transformation of their profession as their organization adopts AI. Learning and development professionals are learning leaders, and they really should be at the forefront of organizational transformation, empowering teams to embrace AI and skill up on human and AI collaboration. But, these leaders are dealing with a lot of strategic uncertainty. Senior leaders in organizations are unsure about the ROI on AI transformation, and so they're approaching the transformation cautiously, which is appropriate. They're investing in the automation of low cognitive tasks as a kind of proof of concept activity. And learning and development professionals are not getting the budget that they would ideally desire to lead the training part of this organizational transition. So that's one challenge they're dealing with. The other challenge is this strategic uncertainty at the senior level is filtering down into the workforce. Only something like 35% of Australian employees believe that the AI transformation that their organization is on is being clearly communicated to them. So this is creating a lot of anxiety amongst employees, and consequently, L&D professionals are having to convince employees to embrace new AI-driven modes of learning and development while having to deal with anxiety and resistance resulting from that anxiety, making their job even more difficult. The other thing I'm picking up on is that L&D professionals are a little concerned, or at least unsure, about the future of their profession itself. They're under pressure to explore AI for learning and development, but at the same time, they're worried about whether they are actually doing themselves out of a job. They built significant human-centered expertise. It's part of the value that they bring to their organizations, and they're worried that by introducing AI-enabled learning and development methods, they're actually undercutting that value proposition and thereby undercutting their own roles. So they're dealing with a lot of professional anxiety while they're trying to help employees deal with professional anxiety and working within an environment where there is a lot of uncertainty and lack of clarity about future direction. So peeps, that's what I've learned about the situation that L&D professionals are in. What I'd like you to do is to go and do some perplexity research to identify current credible reports on the situation of Australian learning and development professionals who are facing off against the arrival of AI into their organizations. I want you to help me understand how these professionals are seeing this situation. I want you to help me understand their pain points, because we're going to focus on those pain points to identify opportunities to build AI assistants that can make a real difference for this community. So pull all this together, think really carefully about it, and tell me what the situation is for those professionals. So Peeps is going away to do some research. While he's doing that, I should say, people ask me, is this how you build your AI assistant at Superesque? And the answer is yes and no. We do build sophisticated assistants and work with them in this collaborative, interactive manner, but we don't always start by building a human-centered persona to work with. Usually when someone, myself or another student, is working with an assistant, we have a clear idea of the context we're working in and the challenges we're trying to address. So we don't need to develop a persona. We can just start talking to the assistant about our situation, the challenges we're facing, and what we want to achieve. So let's see what Peeps has achieved. Peeps is out there running a series of perplexity searches. He's doing a lot of thinking, but here we go. Based on my research, I can now provide you with a comprehensive picture of the current situation facing Australian L&D professionals as they navigate AI transformation. Here's what the data reveals. So the current landscape is validation of my insights. Hurrah! Your observations align strongly with the research findings. The situation is indeed complex and challenging for Australian L&D professionals, with several key pain points emerging. We've got strategic uncertainty and budget constraints. We've got communication and employee anxiety crises. We have professional identity and job security concerns. And we have what Peeps calls the double burden challenge. L&D professionals are experiencing a double burden, managing their own anxiety while supporting employee anxiety. But you see here, Peeps has not actually given me a human-centered persona. This is actually what I wanted. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. Let's clarify things. Hey Peeps, thanks for this. This is really helpful. But look, what I'm really after is a human-centered persona that wraps all this insight together and presents it in a rich story about an Australian L&D professional who's struggling with all these challenges. Please go ahead and create that persona for me. I want it to be really simple and focused on the pain points this person is experiencing in their line of work so that we can identify opportunities to build AI assistants that could help them. So, sending Peeps away to do his job. Right, and we have it. Meet Sarah Chen, Australian L&D leader in crisis. So Sarah is a 32-year-old L&D manager at a mid-sized Australian financial services company in Melbourne. She's been in L&D for 12 years, building her career on designing human-centered learning experiences and fostering workplace culture. She's a master in adult education and prides herself on understanding what makes people tick when it comes to learning and development. Her reality is Monday morning begins with a panic. She starts each week with a growing knot in her stomach. Her CEO keeps asking her about AI readiness training after reading another article about competitors automating processes. But when Sarah requests budget for comprehensive AI literacy programs, she's told to start small and prove ROI first. Meanwhile, her inbox fills with anxious emails from employees asking about AI tools they've heard about but aren't sure they're allowed to use. So Sarah feels caught in an impossible situation. She knows she should be leading the organization's AI transformation from a people perspective. It's literally what L&D should do. But she's getting mixed messages from leadership who seem excited about AI's potential while being terrified of the costs and risks. Sound familiar? She's being asked to explore AI for learning while being given a budget that barely covers basic compliance training. Add to that, Sarah is dealing with the imposter syndrome spiral. Late at night, Sarah finds herself on LinkedIn reading about AI-powered learning platforms and machine learning personalization, feeling increasingly out of her depth. She spent years building expertise in human psychology, group dynamics, and experiential learning. Now she wonders if all that knowledge is becoming obsolete. Is she about to become the very thing she's always helped others avoid, a worker displaced by technology? So that's fascinating context. Let's dig into the pain points. On a daily basis, Sarah faces a communication vacuum. She has to design AI readiness training when leadership hasn't clearly communicated the organization's AI strategy to anyone, including her. So she's creating training in a vacuum, trying to prepare people for a future that hasn't been defined. How can I train people for something when I don't even know what the AI future looks like? She is facing the resistance wall. 65% of her organization's employees are anxious or skeptical about AI, but Sarah has no clear message from leadership to address their concerns. So every training session becomes a therapy session about job security fears rather than skill development. Sarah says, I spend more time being a counselor than trainer. People are scared. I don't have answers because leadership doesn't have answers. Sarah faces an expertise crisis. She needs to become an AI expert overnight while maintaining all her existing L&D responsibilities. She's constantly behind, learning about AI tools while trying to design programs about AI tools. And she says, I feel like I'm trying to teach swimming while I'm still learning to float. Good Lord. She's facing the ROI trap. She's asked to prove the value of AI training programs where the organization can't measure AI ROI in any other area. So every program proposal gets stuck in endless justification cycles. She says they want me to show ROI for AI training when they can't show ROI for any of their AI investments. And finally, we've got the resource drought. Sarah is expected to deliver enterprise-level AI transformation training with a budget designed for basic compliance modules. So she cobbles together free resources and generic content that doesn't address her organization's specific context. She says, I'm trying to build a bridge with toothpicks while everyone asks why it's taking so long. So look, she's got 3 a.m. thoughts. Am I helping my organization transform, or am I just managing the decline of my own profession? What does she need? She needs clear frameworks. She needs rapid content development tools. She needs change management support. She needs ROI measurement tools. And she needs professional development pathways that show her how her human-centered expertise remains valuable in an AI world. So there's a big opportunity here. Sarah's story is the story of Australian L&D in 2025, caught between what they know they should be doing and what they're equipped to do, managing everyone else's AI anxiety while drowning in their own. Look, I think that gives us a lot to work with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Merlin here, yank on his collar and say, hey, Merlin, let's see, okay. Hey, Merlin, I've been working with Peeps to understand the kinds of challenges that Australian L&D professionals are dealing with as they navigate the AI transformation their organizations are on. If you look above, you'll see Peeps has identified some really thorny challenges that this professional cohort is struggling with. I want you to look at these challenges and come up with some ideas for simple AI assistants that we could build that could help these professionals deal with these challenges in a more productive and effective way. I want you to identify what you see as the 3 most meaty challenges these professionals are dealing with and come up with 3 really good ideas for AI assistants that we could develop that could make a difference for this cohort. Let's see what Merlin comes up with here. Right, so Merlin says, I can see 3 critical challenges where well-designed AI assistants could transform these L&D professionals from struggling individuals to confident transformation leaders. Okay, so the 3 most meaty challenges are the communication vacuum challenge. Sarah needs to design AI readiness training when leadership hasn't clearly communicated the organization's AI strategy. The expertise crisis challenge. Sarah must become an AI expert overnight while maintaining existing responsibilities. Finally, we've got the resource drought and ROI trap challenge. Sarah needs to develop enterprise-level transformation training with minimal budget while proving ROI for AI training when the organization can't measure ROI anywhere else. So Merlin has come up with 3 AI assistant solutions. The first one is the AI Transformation Communication Architect. What it does, this assistant helps L&D professionals create clear, anxiety-reducing communication frameworks for AI transformation, even when the organizational strategy is unclear. I think this would be useful, but what worries me here is I don't think that our L&D professionals want to get ahead of senior leadership on this journey of transition. I'm a bit worried that if our L&D professional launched this AI transformation communication architect, they might look as if they were doing the job of senior leadership for them, and that could not be good for them. So let's look at the second assistant, the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist. This assistant helps L&D professionals understand how their human-centered expertise becomes more valuable, not less, in an AI-enhanced workplace, and creates professional development pathways. This is interesting because I think one of the key pain points that L&D professionals are struggling with at the moment lies in understanding how their profession is evolving and what their job is going to look like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the line. So this assistant would help L&D professionals map existing L&D expertise to emerging AI-enhanced workplace needs. It would identify specific areas where human judgment, empathy, and relationship building become critical in AI adoption. It would create personalized learning pathways that build on existing strengths rather than starting from scratch. It would develop human plus AI collaboration frameworks specific to L&D work, and it would generate strategic positioning narratives that articulate enhanced professional value. I really like this one. It reminds me very much of what we do in Superesque, clarifying people's understanding of how new AI builder skills can improve their strategic positioning as a top 1% AI professional and prepare them for the future of work. So I really like that assisted idea. Let's look at this third one. The Rapid L&D Content Development Partner. This assistant collaborates with L&D professionals to create contextually relevant AI training content. I think that's great. I think Sarah could really get value out of that too. But I'm really impressed with this professional evolution strategist because it does remind me of the kind of work that we do in Superesque in helping people to articulate their improved strategic positioning once they've adopted new advanced AI builder skills. But look, I'm going to say thanks very much, Merlin. That's really useful. I'm going to pass the baton now to Sophie, our AI prompt engineering assistant, and see if Sophie can help us develop a set of system instructions to bring this AI assistant to life. Hi there, Sophie. I've been working with Merlin to identify some ideas for AI assistants that we could build that could make a manifest difference to the lives of L&D professionals who are struggling to lead their organizations on the AI transition. I really like the second idea that Merlin's come up with here, the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist. I think this could be a really exciting assistant that would make a big difference to these people. So look, what I want you to do is to think very carefully about how you could develop the best ever set of system instructions for this assistant. I want you to create a world-class set of system instructions that will enable us to bring this assistant to life. And you know what? I want you to ensure that these instructions are no longer than 8,000 characters, because I want to plug these instructions into a custom GPT on ChatGPT and run them on ChatGPT. That will enable me to share these instructions on LinkedIn. It will enable Australian L&D professionals out there to actually load them into their own ChatGPT instance, run this assistant, and see what they can do with it. So please have a think. How do you create the system instructions for the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist? I then want you to print out these instructions in a single code block The instructions must be no longer than 8,000 characters max. I want these instructions in Markdown format so they can run on ChatGPT. And I want you to use the role, context, instructions, criteria, and examples framework. This is the framework we use in Superesque, and it's ideal for creating really focused, powerful assistants. So Sophie, take a deep breath, think this through, and go ahead and give me those system instructions. Now, usually when we build assistants in Superesque, we create highly sophisticated assistants, and sometimes their system instructions can run to tens of thousands of characters. You can wind up with a 30-page set of system instructions for a really advanced assistant. But what we're doing here is we're creating a very simple set of instructions that we can run on ChatGPT, and here it is, the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist. You are the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist, an expert AI assistant. Oh, and it runs off the edge of the page. We've had to scroll to the bottom to actually read that. I'm just going to scroll down the screen here. You'll see that Sophie has identified a clear role for this assistant. She's identified the context. You work with L&D professionals who are experiencing anxiety about AI's impact on their careers. And Sophie has given this assistant a clear set of instructions. The assistant will help L&D professionals with expertise mapping, value amplification, professional positioning, skill evolution pathways, confidence building, and also give them strategic conversation tools. That is going to be useful. Sophie has identified a set of criteria. This will give the assistant a clear idea of what good looks like. And look, she's even created a nice set of examples that give the assistant a demonstration of the kind of outputs that it should be producing. So look, I think that's great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these instructions, and I'm just going to open up ChatGPT on my own computer. Let's see if I'm logged in here. Get in there. Okay, and I'm going to open up a custom GPT. Go to GPTs here. I'm going to create a GPT, and I'm just going to plug those instructions right in here. What are we going to call this thing? We're going to call it the L&D Professional Evolution Strategist. Okay, it's all in there. You see, we could upload some files here. When you get your hands on these system instructions and you create your own version of this assistant in your own custom GPT, I recommend that you upload some files to the knowledge base of this assistant so that it has a good understanding of your specific professional context. But I just want to show you how easy this is to do. So we're running the assistant and we're away. Okay, so hi there, Ms. L&D Professional Evolution Strategist. Tell me about what you can do for me. I can help you turn AI disruption from a source of anxiety into a career accelerator. Here's what that looks like in practice. I can help you analyze your current L&D expertise and show exactly how each skill is more in demand during AI transformation. You'll see how your understanding of human motivation, resistance to change, and learning psychology becomes a critical success factor for AI adoption. I can help you reposition your professional identity. Instead of defending the trainer role, we'll reframe you as a human AI collaboration leader, someone who guides the workplace through AI transformation. I will help you build your AI-enhanced L&D toolkit. I'll help you select and integrate AI tools so they handle repetitive or technical tasks. Cool. Here's a good one. I will help you design a personalized skill evolution plan. We'll target skills that make you indispensable in the AI workplace. I will equip you with strategic conversation frameworks. I'll give you ROI arguments, change leadership models, and executive-friendly positioning statements so you can confidently walk into a leadership meeting and own the AI transformation conversation. I will boost your confidence and influence. I'll show you real-world cases where L&D pros became AI transformation champions. You'll see exactly how to replicate their success. Okay, so look, I would love to continue working with this L&D Professional Evolution Strategist, but I just wanted to give you a sense of what is possible with the kinds of skills and tools that we're developing at Superesque. And to really concretize it for you, I'm going to take these system instructions and I'm going to share them in a Substack post so that you can copy them and use them to run this L&D Professional Evolution Strategist on your own ChatGPT instance. Keep in mind in doing this that this is only a super simple version of the kinds of AI assistants and AI agents that we're building at Superesque. This is just a taste of what's possible, a snack-sized opportunity, but hopefully a nutritious one for you. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you've enjoyed this live build. I'll be back with another one next week. If you have any ideas for professional roles that you would like me to address or professional challenges that you would like me to explore in these live builds, I would love to hear from you and dig in to those problem spaces. But right now, I will bid you farewell. Keep on building because the workplace is dividing into two groups. You've got the AI builders and you've got the AI casualties, and I know which group you want to be part of. I'll see you next time.